I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Of all the silly shit that happens in wrestling, getting hit by a light tube is probably like the number one thing I would say. No, I don't want to do that.
Or get thumbtacks in your ass.
I
But
think
no,
I'd rather have thumbtacks in my ass than be hit with a light tube.
no, you're right. Light tube, God.
It's unpredictable.
Yeah, it's unpredictable for not only you, but for the fans. That is so dangerous.
We over the weekend we saw the return of Hell in a Cell for WWE. I don't imagine you caught any of that, did you?
No.
Well, blood is back in a big way, buddy.
Isn't it?
My God.
They turned on the faucet, huh? Who bled the most?
Drew McIntyre. A
Really?
lot. 16 staples on the top of his head.
Oh my God. You mean afterwards or during the match?
There's a wrestler who used to be with AEW who's now in WWE, and he picked up a toolbox and slung it over his head as he was standing on the floor, and Drew McIntyre was laying down, and then bam, in it came, and he was pouring blood. And then after the match in the backstage area, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 16 staples, which might be a record in WWE.
Wow. Well, who slung the toolbox?
CM Punk.
Jeez. Well, we're gonna put somebody on fire here.
Dude, I mean, we've seen thumbtacks, we've seen light tubes, we've seen chairs. Now we've got a little table here, and he's got lighter fluid in his hand. This is going to be a spectacle.
It's only the second match. How many matches are there here? Just 4?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like 5 matches. Hey, let's listen to the audio here as he's going to light this table up.
Okay.
Did you see over the weekend, Tony? That's got to be it. Pentagon wins. He beats Vampiro. All he had to do was hit him with chairs, put him through some thumbtacks, hit him with light tubes, and then set a table on fire and put him through it. And ta-da! Pentagon's the winner. That was brutal.
Wow.
We talked about how light tubes are unpredictable. So is fire. I don't know if you saw over the weekend. There were 2 pretty horrific looking moments in independent wrestling. There was a guy who had what looked like a piece of a table. Perhaps it was a piece of a door. It was propped up over his face in the corner. Another guy ran at him full speed in the corner, jumped into the table, squished him underneath. But as I understand, a piece of the wood from whatever it was, the board, the table, the door, whatever, went right into the dude's neck.
Oh my God.
And he pulled it out and started freaking out, and then the clip cut off. Oh, he just broke his arm. So not only did he freaking set him on fire, he broke his arm. Okay. But there was another independent match where they were doing like a coffin match or something, and they set the dude on fire and all the stuff. But of course, they had no plans on, I mean, they had not thought through how do we get this fire put out. So there's a dude in the coffin just burning up. They rescued him. He didn't die. But I'm like, what are we doing? Hey, independent promoters, if you're listening, can we not use fire? That'd be good.
Also, if you don't know how to promote a damn show, don't fucking do it. Jesus.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with promoting.
I think it is. I think they're fans out there. So I can do this. No, you can't. Don't do it.
I think that's on the wrestlers. If a promoter comes to you and says, "How would you feel about us setting you on fire?" Maybe say no. Maybe pass. Maybe say today's my last day.
I wonder if they wonder if the payoff was like $150, something like that.
You think it's that much?
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, I understand people doing it for the love of the game. We were talking about that earlier with Darby Allin, but buddy, where nobody can see.
Look at this. These guys are made up.
Yeah. So the deal is it's a swerve, if you will. Pentagon grabs a microphone, starts talking about his master. Vampiro would scream at him, Pentagon, to break his arm. Pentagon obliges. And Pentagon then says his master told him what to do, and he did what he promised. And he asked his master to reveal himself. And then Vampiro says, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole time, Vampiro was getting Pentagon ready. I'm not exactly sure what he was getting him ready for, but hey, look at this belt. What do you think of this? The Gift of the Gods Championship. It's a 7-plater, like rectangles with little coins in the middle. It's a cool look. I dig it.
It's unique.
Yes, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. Okay, we need to
Phoenix here. We've got Aerostar, who's still in AAA. We've got Sexy Star, and you may remember her from being now infamous, I guess, for shooting on Rosemary at Triple Mania, and she's somewhat been blackballed. That's Jack Evans, who we've seen in AEW, who just flew over the top rope. We've got Bengala, which is Ricky Marvin, and we've got King Cuerno. Probably said that wrong. That's Santo Escobar in WWE now. Then you've got Big Rick, which is Ezekiel Jackson from American Wrestling.
So tell me the story about this girl who got blackballed.
So there was a match at Triple Mania, sort of like the Lucha, the AAA version of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
She was wrestling a girl named Rosemary, and Sexy Star had her in an armbar, but a real one, and kept going. Like, not like I'm going to put an armbar on, but we're cooperating, we're putting on a show. But no, I'm gonna break your arm for real. I'm gonna take some liberties here. And Jeff Jarrett was in his darker days. This is unfortunately the show where he had been drinking. His drinking had gotten a hold of him, and of course now we know he's on his sober walk and has been sober ever since. But this was sort of the pinnacle of him in his dark days.
Okay.
And he saw that, and he looked at Bobby Lashley, I believe, who was there, and said, "Hey, Bobby." Of course, Jeff saying, "I'm just an old wrestler." You know how Jeff is.
Mm-hmm.
But Bobby, who had done MMA, "Is that for real?" And Bobby's like, "Yeah, man, no way to work that." And Jeff flipped out and showed his whole ass backstage about them not doing anything. Like, how is this allowed to happen? This is a breach of trust. This shouldn't happen. And I guess he was so over the top with it. And granted, maybe he felt justified at the time. And given the circumstances, I can't necessarily say he was wrong. But I think that led to the falling out with him and TNA. And he wound up going and hitting the reset button on life. And now we see the Last Outlaws, man, just the toast of the town. But he did not think it was cool at all that Sexy Star did that to Rosemary.
Well, he's right.
Yes.